Talk. Now, another offering from the Stand Up Talk Radio Network.
Crime is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his wife, John Shefsky.
You're the wife?
Yeah, I'll be your wife.
Oh, man, that's so great.
Yeah, dude.
I get two.
You get two wives.
Yeah.
But after you had a week with me, you'll be like, I just need one wife.
You are so much wife to handle.
I am.
Stop. Oh, man, it's too much.
What does that mean that you just did?
I'm not sure. Play the music.
Okay, play the music.
Crime is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah. Do your line.
Okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything to me. Don't you dare.
Crimepodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good. Back in the dungeon again.
Is that the song that we should both be singing together?
That's a song I'm singing right now,
Okay.
motherfucker.
I'll do backups. Back
In the dungeon again.
back. Okay.
Guys, it's so great to see you again. Something a little different today. Now, I know that we've heard so many crime stories here. And
So many.
What could have prevented these? Well, a lot of these criminals turn to crime because they lose a lot of money in some sort of situation. What could have prevented that? Insurance. Insurance could have prevented that. So if you need some insurance to prevent your future life of crime, right, Shefsky, isn't that how you stop your crime from happening?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm listening because I might need this insurance myself.
Visit our new sponsor, C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Is that a play on Star Wars? C3 instead of PO? It's Risk and
Probably.
Insurance Services?
Probably.
Nice.
For business, property liability, workers' comp, home, health, auto, life, whatever, you can call them at 619. I'm going to read a phone number on this shit. All right. 619-233-8000, extension 151, and mention Crime Pod or Joe Earl. And they have over 300 years of experience in the entire business. This is a horrific ad read. This is terrible.
This is a little long. I wish you would have discussed this with me before the show started. Hey, listener.
Hey, look.
Listeners, I apologize for Rich. You do a really good job of prepping for the show.
I know.
But this is like something that we would need a person to help us with.
Oh, sure.
And this is too long. Let's just say this. Guys, you need insurance. Life is crazy. You never know what's going to happen. Just like what happens on these fucking crime stories, you could end up in some real shit for not playing it proper and being smart. So you want to get with a company like C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
Ask for Joe Earl. He's our friend.
Yeah.
And they will help you out with any of your insurance needs so that you can prevent having to fall into a future life of crime. See, we nailed it.
Yeah, that's the one part we nailed.
You know what we nailed even more than that is booking today's guest.
Oh, man. This is a doozy, fellers and ladies.
Holy shit. This man is a longtime member of the Comedy Store family. Most recently, the winner of the roast battle on Comedy Central. Put your virtual hands together for Frank Castillo.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was too busy signing up for that insurance program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was it called again?
C3 Risk and Insurance Services.
All right, cool.
We'll put the phone number on our Twitter or something so you can go find it there.
Yeah.
We need to find it. We're definitely going to do
I
a
don't think
different
phone number is the way to get people to get business anymore. You just give me your
Really
web
not.
address and let them
Really-
start
yeah.
there, and then when they want to get
Did they give me a web address even?
How's a good name? Risk and Assurance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It lets you know you can still go out there and live. Like, don't be afraid to do things. Just have your shit covered.
Yeah.
And this company's going to do it for you.
Yeah, that's what this is the longest and most complicated ad read of all time.
This is your fault.
Yeah,
You did
mostly
this.
mine.
We're going to have to cut this whole beginning.
Marguerite Jean Jappy was born on April 16th, 1869 in Beaucourt, France.
Last name was Jappy?
Yep. It might be like Yappé or Yappy,
Oh,
but
okay,
it's
okay.
Japy.
Jean Yappy.
Jappy.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Oh, you know his friends called him Jappy.
Well, this is a woman.
Her.
Marguerite.
Well, that's the first. Yeah, you're pissing her off now. She's going to be a criminal.
Stop
because of this.
misgendering her.
Margaret Jappy. What are we going to call her for the whole show?
Meg, as she was called,
We're going to call her Meg? Okay.
was the daughter of unlikely circumstances. Her father, Edouard Jappy, who came from a wealthy industrial family, had caused scandal when he married her mother. Unlike the wealthy and respected Jappys, Emily Rao was merely the daughter of an innkeeper. Also, she was only 14.
Oh, he married a 14-year-old?
Yeah.
That was the old days.
How old was he?
He was like 24, 23, something like that.
I'm sure that was modest for
Yeah,
like
that's not
back
even
then.
true. Yeah, they're doing in Afghanistan. You can be like 70 and have a 14.
Well, to be fair, Edward was a gentleman and he paid to send Emily to boarding school for 2 years before he married her.
Oh, that's sweet. He was like, I'm going to pay for all of your schooling and your school uniforms and your lunches.
Your hot
creepy.
school uniforms.
That's kind of creepy.
and then marry you when you're 16, which is also not really old enough.
Yeah, like trying to breed wives is just weird. You're like, let them be bred by their parents, and then when you meet them of age, hook up. But
Well, I
don't
had to send her out to the wine country so she could ripen on the vine. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Just the idea of some dude seeing a chick that's too young to marry, but like, she gonna be hot. You're like, that's weird.
He was
dude.
like, he saw her. He was like, oh my God, she's so young. You know, it'd be great if she was really knowledgeable in all of the things that I liked.
yeah.
And he's like, go study these.
He just made. He's an investor.
It sounds
He's
like you
well,
just did an advertising for breeding a wife.
Oh, wow.
You're like, she's really young, but let's make her smart and into a lot of cool, interesting things.
Eventually, Emily and Edward gave birth to Meg, and Meg was early daddy's favorite. While her siblings were sent off to expensive boarding schools, Meg was educated at home. Edward provided her with a collection of tutors, but he often dropped in on lessons to give notes and suggestions, sometimes teaching her himself.
Yes, move out of the way. I can do this myself.
He taught her history, music, literature, horseback, and how to be a proper lady.
And sex ed.
Yeah, sex ed back then was, le don't.
Was it really?
I don't know.
They were marrying 14-year-olds. You'd think they'd be even more like open.
Yeah, so
about
you didn't need sex ed because by the time that they were starting to get horny, they were
Yeah.
already getting married.
He's like, I am sex ed. I am Eduardo. Sex Eduardo.
One such lesson involved learning how to properly walk up and down stairs. She quotes her father in her memoirs. You see, darling, anyone can go down steps without being ridiculous. But to go up a staircase, that's another matter.
What a fucking idiot.
What was your
thing to
dad,
say.
Fred Astaire?
Yet he still gave her advice on going downstairs. When I go down a staircase, I feel as if I were an emperor
Astaire.
descending towards his loving people. You ought to imagine a long train behind you, held by two 18th century Negroes 20 steps above.
What a wasted opportunity with your kid. Like you've got those 5 times you could talk to your little kid before they're like 10 or 12, like those
Yeah.
formation times. And that's one of the conversations your kid remembers. I do remember my father teaching me the importance of going up the stairs versus down the stairs.
Also, the specific of the kind of Negro you need.
Oh, there was a large selection back then, so you
do you
had
mean?
you had to specify.
Well, there's a lot of black servants?
I'm sure it's 18. What is this? 1869 when our story begins.
You're
Yeah.
a very pretentious reader right now.
Father's indulgence created a precocious child. By the age of 5, Meg developed a talent for lying and an even greater talent for being forgiven thanks to her charm and, quote, talents as an actress.
Why don't you just watch me go up these stairs before you make your ruling, Your Honor? I guess that wasn't so much of a French lady, but you know.
That was
stairs. Watch me go up the stairs.
not guilty.
Oui, I have so much charm. I'm a hot little chick. Oui.
She spent her youth entertaining the frequent visitors at their 3-story, 40-room mansion.
Look at these stairs as I go up.
That's how they sell all the houses.
Oh, Monsieur Jappy,
know,
your daughter, she goes up and down these stairs with such grace.
You can have the house for whatever price you want.
Thighs must be crazy.
Oh, that's actually pretty sexy. She's very strong in the thigh because of the stairway I've trained her on.
Her evening concerts were a required activity for guests. As with all ladies with good breeding, Meg made her debut to society at 17. Despite being the belle of the ball, her father permitted her to dance only with her brother, a lieutenant in the French army.
It's like a classic, just rich French family story, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just keeping it in the family.
Very classic.
They bred her to just be. I can imagine that dress. You know, they're real tight at the beginning, and then they have like that.
The flippity
You could
floppity.
put like a whole giant thing underneath it.
Oh,
Like-
the bird cage.
like a barrel. Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I imagine her walking around like that.
When her brother introduced her to another lieutenant, an Edouard Scheffer, the two fell in love. They courted briefly before father made her break it off, insisting that she was too young for a serious relationship.
So this guy, the guy she's trying to hook up with, is Edward as well, like the dad.
There's a lot of Edwards in the story.
boy. He's a lot. Oh, that's just a popular name.
Yeah, it's like the John of then.
Okay,
There's a lot of it.
Oh, wait, her
It's
dad.
unoriginal, and it's been done many
Was
times.
that a stab at?
No idea.
Was that a stab at my name?
This was her first heartbreak, but the second came in 1888 when her father drank a cold glass of water and died of heart failure.
Wait, what?
That's what happened.
He drank a cold glass of. How cold was the water back then?
Well, not that cold because they didn't even have. I don't even know where they got ice from. So, because I think that this is a point where he had to like ship ice down from actual like Greenland or Iceland or wherever ice was.
In giant blocks or something
Yeah.
like that.
Could you imagine who's like, everybody, I want my family around me. I have an announcement to make. I would just want to say how much I appreciate everybody and how much I love everybody.
Oh, here, Dad, your voice seems a little parched. Let me have a glass
thank
of
you so
water.
much. I'm just gonna drink this before I give you the best words that I've known my whole life that will bestow knowledge. Gulp, gulp, gulp.
I made it very cold. Very cold indeed.
And
be
I'm
nervous.
just a French guy standing next to you, like, your father is dying. Did you do this on purpose? The water is very cold.
I had to import the ice all the way from the north just to make this happen. Also, I am now Spanish.
Is this a style of? So this was an assassin attempt.
No, he just died when he drank cold
I
water.
think this is like the police report, which is they got really lazy and like.
They're just like, fuck it. Oh, what do you
Did he
see here?
drink anything? Some cold water. All right.
They couldn't explain a brain freeze.
Right? Oh, that is the world's worst brain freeze. It just killed him, bruh. The next year, Meg went to visit her sister in the south of France, where she was introduced to a short, bald man with a bushy mustache named Adolf Steinheil.
He's related to dude. Back in the day, that's a popular German name, huh? Adolf. Back in the day.
Yeah.
He's a short. So
You guys were all really excited when I started with Adolf.
Yeah, it just takes one dude to ruin a good name.
you know. I don't know if Adolf is a good name though, Frank. Come on.
Before Hitler, I mean,
Would
it
you be
could have
into it
been
now,
I mean,
Adolf?
just think about it. That'd be like a sweet. If you can't name your kid Adolf at all anymore.
How many Orenthals have been named since the 1990s?
True.
But Adolf and Orenthal sound like sound together. It sounds actually pretty good. Adolf and Orenthal Incorporated.
There you go.
People get weird when you say Dolph Lundgren. They're like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Dolph Lundgren.
Because Dolph sounds close to Adolf.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Dolph. I thought you said something about a dolphin, and my ears perked up. I'm a big fan.
Adolf was an unsuccessful painter 20 years older than Meg.
Whoa.
I know, it continues.
Similarities.
Right?
You describe the Hamburglar physically, but the name and the artistic interest. What kind of dogs does he like?
His
Shepherds?
His father had been a renowned artist, and the socially awkward Adolf got by on his dad's reputation and holdings. At one of their first meetings, Meg had to turn and stuff her handkerchief in her mouth to keep from laughing at his weird appearance and odd mannerisms.
But she still boned him.
Eventually,
What?
Adolf proposed, and Meg, despite having no interest in him whatsoever, accepted, mostly because her new fiancé lived in a large house in a fashionable cul-de-sac in Paris, which he inherited from his father.
She's like, you look like such a fucking loser, but goddamn, that's a nice house.
That's
She's
a
willing to
place.
fuck him because of his money. Jeez.
That's what I fuck for.
So I just want to say you're like really pretty, and I just want. Do you want to like marry me?
Wee. Is that your house behind you?
Oh
Wee?
yeah, that's like a 20-story house that I have.
Oh, can I live in all of the rooms?
Oh yeah, well I jerk off in most of them, but yeah, you can live in like one of them.
That is no problem as long as the rooms are big. I don't care. I don't slip on cum.
They were married in 1890,
You choked up on slip on cum.
and within a year, she gave birth to a daughter, Martha.
Oh, so she let the little weird dude cream fire. Nasty.
You think he drew it while they did it?
Dude.
Poorly.
Drew, he
yeah,
painted. Let me paint you.
he,
With this.
he has her pose nude, and then she comes around. It's a stick figure with two circles with dots in the middle for boobs.
He stands there
I'm
naked.
a successful painter for you.
He stands there naked, fucking painting, and he's just wearing socks, and his dick is covered by his stomach. He has to lift it up.
Ugh.
Come on. Come on. That's a great visual.
Oh, God.
He's like, now let me make love to you.
No, I just bet he sticks his dick in the paint and he just rubs it all over the fucking.
He's not even interested in like regular intercourse. He's like, this is love to
This
me.
is how I make a painting love. But it did not take long for Meg to suffer from the biggest burden of a young mother and wife.
What's that?
Boredom. Adolf was old and devoid of passion, a big problem for a girl who had married him just so she can move from the country to the excitement of Paris.
Because now she's like in a boring situation. She's like, I thought I was going to be rich and have a blast with a bunch of money.
I'm
and
just
now
fucking in a house with a bunch of rooms and a bunch of shitty paintings.
Yep, a lot of very shitty paintings.
And this is like in the days where like if you were a woman, like you didn't have like it wasn't as easy to just move about and do whatever you wanted, right? Like
No,
it
not
needed
as
to be
easy.
like social things with your husband.
Although
and, like,
maybe she'll make it easier.
oh,
Dun dun dun. Not
on.
only all that, but he could not afford to supply her with the luxurious lifestyle of their neighbors since he couldn't sell his fucking paintings. Meg
So they're
planned-
just like living off a trust fund, basically.
basically, yeah. His dad and uncle were both like very successful painters.
Yeah. He
His
should have had a podcast. Am I right, fellas and ladies? Go on with your story.
Sounds like someone needs a cold glass of water.
Her husband? Like that's the assassin. Cold glass of water.
Meg planned to end her short marriage until she discovered something she liked much better.
His big ass.
Turning
bank
him
account.
into a cuckold.
What?
Wait, what?
Explain the cuckold thing
Well,
to listeners. I know, but to everyone else.
well, if you don't know that term, you're about to learn. Meg was still young, and she used her charms to take on a litany of lovers. She started with a government prosecutor, Manuel Baudouin, who showered her with gifts her husband could not. She
Did they shower?
explained the items to her husband by saying they were gifts from her wealthy aunt.
Okay, so she's not right away coming out. Hey, I'm sleeping with whoever I want. She's like building
It's
up
on
a
its
little-
way.
Oh my god.
She's like, no, this guy, yeah. Or not even the guy's not right. She's like, oh, this sweet fucking dress. Yeah, my aunt knows I love sweet dresses.
Yeah, these. Oh, you are confused by these crotchless panties? They are from my aunt. She designed them herself.
the bruises on my rib cage are not from anyone but my aunt, not a man grabbing me as he fucks me hard.
She likes to dance very aggressively.
Oh, the bites on my neck? Oh, yes, that is from another man.
That is right. All the napkins covered in cum, that is from my aunt's house.
If Adolf suspected anything, he let it slide, even when she informed him that their sexual relationship was over and insisted on separate bedrooms.
Is that the first sign? Because my wife just told me she wants it. I'm just joking.
As the marriage cooled, Meg's social life got red hot. Her many romantic liaisons became one of the worst-kept secrets in Parisian society. But Adolf didn't seem to be bothered, especially since many of her lovers bought his paintings.
Holy shit. So not only did he know everyone was plowing
Boning his wife.
but there was like, hey, they're also buying my fucking pictures. You know what I mean?
And in a day when condoms weren't the norm.
Oh,
that's
my
what
God.
also is trippy. Like nowadays you'd be like, well, if everything's protected, I mean, that's kind of fucking awful, but still.
That's like the weirdest form of cuckolding too. He's not there, but like his painting is.
A lot of them
Oh,
sat
yeah.
for portraits for him to paint, too.
Oh wow. That's
After they fuck, they're all relaxed. Like, can you get me a cigarette and a sandwich,
That's
please?
like a
Making sure you get the sweat off my brow.
That's like the inception of cuckolding, because he was like he like drew a picture of himself and then hung it in front of them fucking, and then like was in another
Oh
room.
god, he leaned it on them. That was his easel.
yeah.
Was the guy's boner standing there? He just paint up. Oh, you guys know what an easel is? The boner.
Adolf was finally having some success as an artist,
And it
all
was
took
worth it.
Was
And
looking the
so
other
was
way.
his wife, having a bunch of success.
In 1897,
Success.
Meg was introduced to Félix Faure, the president of France.
What's the name?
I can't pronounce the last name.
I-
Faure, F-A-U-R-E. I didn't see an
trying to
accent,
visualize-
though.
say it
What, it's not
again?
like Faure, maybe?
F-A-U-R-E.
Faure.
What's the first name?
Felix.
Felix
Felix. The president of France. And she soon became his mistress.
Oh, she went from we to I don't know.
Almost there.
Something
It
like
was
that.
something- it was-
She went to. I'm with you.
Yeah,
she
okay,
went.
cool.
She went when we.
Coincidentally, Adolf soon received a massive government commission for a large historical painting.
this is a pretty good story so far. So things are working
Wow.
out for everyone.
He
She's
was
getting
like,
laid.
babe, you got to stop fucking all of these. I'm get. You want me to draw this? You want me to draw a big thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all just keep fucking my wife. I can go.
He's
I
a
can go.
government-sponsored cuckold.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Jesus.
on the payroll. There's a pension and everything.
He's like, this is like the official cuckold.
Yeah.
You can look at the printout from the White House.
The official state bitch. Now, followed by more and more work for the state, now they had hit the big time. The Steinheil home became a social center as the money allowed Meg to throw lavish parties for hundreds of guests.
All these rich chicks always do that.
That's
You always
the-
read about it. In the old
that's the
days.
thing.
Who fucking cares about your fucking parties? And then they go.
Well, you
broke.
didn't have
Like, just-
Netflix. You had to have parties.
oh,
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was all chill. No Netflix.
that was all the. Oh,
But yeah, she chilled a lot. You know what I'm
chilled
saying?
a lot. A lot of dudes chilled in or on. Yeah, it's just boring.
Are you still coming?
But then on February
Not
16th,
over, like on me. Orgasm. Are you having it?
She was doing great. They had leading artists, philosophers, and politicians of the age at their parties. But then on February 16th, 1899, the comfortable secret arrangement came to a screeching halt.
What the hell could have happened?
Meg went to visit the president at the Palais d'Élysée,
And
the
his check
official
didn't
presidential
clear.
residence. She and the president retired to his office alone, but not for long.
What are they doing there?
Within a few minutes, shouting came from the room, and the servants timidly entered. Inside, they found the president dead of a heart attack.
Fucking way. After having a glass of water?
The cause of his heart failure was obvious.
The best blowjob in all of France.
As they also found Meg naked on her knees in front of the dead leader.
Wait, did I just say that he...
She probably would have
what?
gotten up and put on her clothes, except for one big problem. When the president died, his hands were grabbing her by the hair, and they had locked in that position.
No! She was sucking his dick when he died, and he was grabbing her hair?
Apparently, the grip was so tight that the servants had to cut her hair in order to free her from his grasp.
What the fuck? Was she almost choking on his erect dead guy cock?
I don't know about that part.
Oh my God! Frank's fucking speechless over here.
I can't believe it. She died
She sucked the life out of him.
Oh, yeah, she did. Holy shit. But imagine, that's got to be a great way to go.
Blowjob ever.
You're like, oh my God, I'm coming. I'm in heaven.
I'm coming, God. I'm coming up there.
I'm coming. Now I'm going. Oh, you know what? I'm fine with it.
Slaton, you son of a bitch. This story.
Oh my God. And then France fell.
Yeah, and where
Did he come or not?
I don't know. That I'm unaware. That was not in the documents.
Could you squirt after you die like
It's a tough load to swallow.
And points. Frank Castillo comes out to an early lead in the game.
Hashtag roast culture. This man is not stopping. He's on fire.
While the government did their best to keep the manner of the president's death under wraps, the story still spread among...
The gag order.
Yeah.
A dead man's gag order.
The story spread among France's elite.
Take the dead cock.
Was
put
it by,
in your mouth.
Did the story spread by word of mouth?
By curd of mouth. You know what I'm saying? The curds, the chunky white. Yes. Oui. It's a culinary country. It's a creme fraiche.
You know, I always wonder if she left and she spilled the details. You know?
You've got to spit out whatever you have inside of you, my dear. That wasn't an innuendo. I'm just literally saying that is a dead man's cum.
But the rumors did not hurt her reputation. Instead, they enhanced it.
people
are you fucking kidding me?
You got to give this chick a call, dude. I heard she sucked the president dead. I'm just saying.
Bro, she blew him.
Away.
Out of this realm. She blew him out of the coil. The mortal coil, man.
The idea that she had blown him to death brought her more grand affairs.
Can we get T-shirts made of now of this? I'm just like,
God.
dude.
Blown to death?
Death blow or blown to death?
The Steinheils enjoyed their
I'm not a
arrangement for a
blowjob
few
guy.
more years, but time is the ultimate enemy. By 1905, Adolf, now in his 50s, could not produce as many paintings as they could sell to her lovers.
Wait, that was the issue?
Yeah, he couldn't
They
even
just have a
keep...
bit, like, imagine your marriage is falling apart. Like, your chick doesn't love you anymore. However, instead of just being like, well, we're getting a divorce, you're like, all right, well, you're going to keep fucking these guys. I'm profiting. He probably has a girlfriend on the side now, too, so he's probably got his own life. It's probably just a business decision, like politicians. This is classic politics. Holy fuck.
Wait.
I just fucking solved it.
But he's got to, I mean, even if he stopped making the paintings, like, they could still fuck his wife. Like, I mean, do you think there's people that were, like, fans of his work that much?
No, I'm saying there's like some sort of team ethic that's like kind of if they got a divorce and they split up and she got half of his house or whatever, his inheritance, and she's living on her own and he's miserable and broke and still a shit painter. But this way, probably by accident, they found out because of like the first couple times that like, hey, these guys that my wife,
Well, I guess he's got to produce something because they can't just keep paying him to fuck his wife.
right?
Yeah, there's like all these... all this stuff is so hush-hush and like gentlemanly.
I wish he would tell us
weirdly-
more about the sex that his wife was having. That would be nice.
Yeah, I know. I wish there was more about it.
Oh, there's not enough about it. Can you
No.
make it up? Like, tell us some positions.
The reverse cowgirl was taking the country by storm.
You trying to make me come right now? Slaton knows me like a lover.
You've never heard of the baguette?
He knows me like a lover, huh?
What? It's crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside?
Yep.
I like it.
It's interesting.
As the funds dried up,
Position.
Meg sought out a more steady source of income. For a couple of years, she took up
Literally.
with a wealthy widower named Emile Chaunard, who rented her an apartment outside the city so they could bang in peace.
So she's still with her husband, and her lover's got her. So she's got another pad, a
She's got like a
vacation home,
fuck pad.
Yep.
a fuck pad.
Yep.
Okay.
But after a couple years, he broke it off.
Oh, could you imagine being so rich that you have a bang loft?
Oh, dude, that's a good name for a porno company. Bang loft, like a bang bus, but a loft. You could do it in Santa Ana. We could film it. It's great.
What are we doing here, guys?
Air,
know.
bang, and bang.
Basically, get
Ooh.
air bang and bang. Oh, dude, bang flicks. Oh, fuck.
So Meg did what any woman would do.
Uber bangs.
She waited on the subway for a wealthy-looking man to come on board, and then she fainted to get his attention.
Oh, high class prostitute.
Solid.
So just so we can do this.
Yeah. Let's go. Sure, yeah. What
She.
Yeah.
We moved past this, but I'm just remembering. She sucked the president's dick,
And then he died.
So how is she not like in some form of like interrogation, like even in the supernatural like police, like just being like, "Are you a witch?"
What are you talking about? Any guy that's investigating that and that's a male like prosecutor was like, so what happened? She's like, it sucked his dick and then he died. And then we're like, all right, case closed. Fuck, chicken blow. Fuck.
At least he died doing what he loved.
Yeah. Even then, the guy would be like, all right, prove it. You know what I mean? Like you can't like. He's
How
like,
great would
I
it have
guess you're
been
right.
if the Lewinsky scandal had turned out like this?
oh
I don't
my
wish
God.
death on anyone's life.
If
No.
Lewinsky
Even
blew
Clinton.
Bill Clinton
and
to
then he
death?
died.
I don't wish death on anyone.
If he died, if like he this whole thing happened, like he'd been gripping her hair and there was like a cigar stuck somewhere.
He's got a
Oh,
fucking.
you had to say somewhere.
Yeah.
He's got a saxophone in one hand.
I thought she was hot too. When I was a kid, I
A
was
pair
like,
of
why
boxer
is
briefs in the other.
She's
You
hot.
know, just being super cool.
Yeah. Is she hot now?
Monica?
What does she do now?
I
Does
don't
she do
know.
anything interesting?
I like
She
ruined her
designs
life.
purses, I think.
Oh, well, what do you mean ruin her life? She designs purses. She
She
always
was like
wanted
19 when it happened.
to. So now she designs purses. I don't even design purses. I didn't suck anyone's dick, and I can't even design
You know
purse.
what, Shefsky? If you want, I'll let you suck my dick. You start designing purses.
It's such a weird offering. All right, go on.
If you're trying to
with
get, if
your-
you're trying
go
to break,
on with your
if
story.
you're trying to break into the purse
Go
business.
on with your
I
story.
think Coach started.
The fainting, the fainting
Dolce
worked,
and Gabbana actually stands for Dick Gobbler.
and Meg soon
uh,
bagged a count, Emmanuel de Balancourt. Things were going fine until she suggested that the count sit for a painting by Adolf. As the count let the tiny man paint, he felt so guilty that he left and broke off the relationship.
He was like, I gotta watch this dude paint, and while I know that
I can't do it anymore.
I just can't
Too
make
many
it.
morals, or not? Maybe not just morals, just like a intense feeling inside your emotional.
Hello, Meg's friend. Would you just tilt your head a little to the left so I can catch the light against your eyes?
I'm banging your wife.
I didn't hear that. I'm just going to keep painting you. I did not hear a thing. You just stay there, and I will continue to paint.
Yeah, no, I've been playing on your bitch for like a while.
Oh, can I get a Q-tip? My ear, I can't. I need to get it loose. You said that you want this painting to show how strong you are. Yes,
Babe, tell him we've been fucking this whole time.
No, dear. We are just friends. He is your painting subject.
This all seems pretty normal to me. Let me continue to. I cannot stick. Was I Italian? Was I Spanish?
Oh,
was
are you
I
breaking
German?
character? Yeah, I think you were like a weird Russian character. Go on with your story.
I have
you
no-
fucking nut.
I didn't sound like a black guy at
You
all. Was he
fucking
black?
dummy. Huh?
Anyways,
Was he black?
I just assume cuckold is always the black guy.
You think that the
Oh, in
bull
the porn.
in porn they call like the black guy the bull now.
Is that what it
and
is?
then it'll be
I didn't know
it'll be like bull with hot white. I know because I've clicked on a couple.
That's so funny.
But yeah, they'll say like a bull, and I just think it's the whole theme is that you're a white guy, but you don't have the fucking like the gusto, so you go and you fucking bring in like a big studly black dude to bone
So
your
what's it
wife.
called when you just have a regular guy fuck your wife?
I mean, that's
Fun.
Hello.
Come on, guys.
Anyways,
go ahead.
Go on with the story.
By now, Meg was getting desperate. Not only was she worried that her looks were beginning to fade, but her daughter was poised to marry with no respectable dowry. In 1908, she took a new lover, Maurice Boterel, a wealthy widower from the country raising 3 adolescent children. Their relationship took off. Meg seemed set. She finally had a man she could respect who seemed to truly love her. But
She blew him.
And he died right after, coming really hard.
case closed, everybody. We're here. The guy obviously came. He's not wearing any pants. I'm pretty sure we know who killed him.
They open up a special court for it. This is the cum courts.
Dunk dunk. Now you see here in the corner that there's 2 dark spots on the floor. That's where our villain's knees were touching the floor. Dunk dunk. You know what? I quit this fucking show.
What is the name of that?
I'm
fucking
setting up a law. It's
I know,
a law
I'm
and
trying,
order
I'm trying to
riff.
understand the Law and Order riff. I'm sorry.
No, it's dun 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 dun.
But then there's the doink doink between all of that's
when they,
the opening.
that's what, like,
Dun-dun.
but the quick cuts is when they the dun dun.
Oh, okay. It was the pitch was so off, but
Slaton got so upset about that riff. Look at him.
You know what? I come in here, I caffeinate, I wrinkle my papers, and I bring the heat. And sometimes I throw outside the strike zone.
Oh yeah,
But I suspect that it's a team here.
yeah.
God damn.
I touched the.
You really got upset right now.
I know. But
come
when
back.
she suggested marriage, she got a rude awakening. Though Maurice loved her, he could not risk their marriage prospects by marrying her.
Ooh.
Risk there meaning his kids' marriage prospects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The scandal having a divorcee for a stepmother would be too great for his children to overcome. Maybe things would be different if
So
his
he cared
kid-
that much about like his
kids, yeah.
just having like the bad.
Well, because if he married a divorcee, it would be so scandalous that people wouldn't want their kids to marry his kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's how in depth you had to think about the whole hierarchy that often.
Maybe things would be different if his kids were older and already married, he told her. But that might be 10 years from now. But if she were also a widow, there would be no shame in the marriage between a man who lost his wife and a woman who lost her
This is like
husband.
a classic adultery couple having the discussion of like, hey, you kill yours and I kill mine, and we just.
Well, his wife's already dead.
What? But I mean, like, but you know what I mean, like the classic conversation, like we each kill our partner kind of thing.
Oh,
So this guy's super wants to make sure his kids have a good future.
So he's
cares like
you
that.
should kill your husband.
But then has the dark
Well,
sense to say we should
whether
kill
or
your
not
husband.
he said she should kill her husband, she may or may not have interpreted. We'll see. We'll see.
Like if he hinted at it, and he's just like, if he was dead, then maybe we could talk. And then that conversation ended, and like later she's like, oh, if he
on
was dead.
Sunday, May 31st, 1908 at 6 a.m.,
got that jaw ready.
Remy Colliard, the Steinheil family valet, came downstairs from his bedroom in the attic to start his day. He walked downstairs and he heard a muffled shouting coming from the daughter's room, which was strange since she was away on holiday. When he went to investigate, he found Meg tied to the bed with her nightgown wrapped around her face. She yelled that there were burglars in the house, so he leaned out the window and shouted at people in the street until the police showed up. The cops searched the house but found no intruders. Instead, they found her mother, Emily Jappy, and her husband, Adolf Steinheil, in the next room, dead,
Both of them dead?
with cords wrapped around their necks for strangulation.
Whoa. So Meg was tied up and the other two people were dead. Mm-hmm. How convenient.
Interesting.
She couldn't have done it. She was tied up, you see.
And no one
Obviously.
got a blowjob.
Yeah, everyone, that's the only way anyone dies in this country.
Oh, I think we could find a blowjob in this crime.
A
Go on,
huge
Rich.
collection of investigators was called, including, awkwardly, some of Meg's previous lovers.
Hey, Meg, what's up? Fancy seeing you here.
Well, the cops took a list of all of my ex-lovers, and they called you.
Hey, I know that your husband's dead, but I'm actually here to return this shitty painting. I know it's kind of a bad time because you're kind of mourning his death or whatever.
Oh, no, actually, it's no big deal at all. I don't like his paintings. Never did.
Oh, well, this is easy. You want to get some lunch or some dinner or a midnight snack?
Oh, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, Meg, can we just go in this next room?
Oh, my goodness. Why don't both of you follow me right this way?
Bro, no eye contact.
Deal.
Let's make this happen.
All right, I am a Chinese finger trap, if you will. Oui.
She told them her story. She was sleeping in her daughter's room because she had given her own more comfortable bed to her mother.
Oh, see? She's a sweet gal.
She was awoken by 4 burglars, 3 men in long black coats, and a red-headed woman with a pistol who she described as a soulion, the French word for slut.
Oh,
It was three dudes and a whore.
You know, like if there was 3 dudes and a girl like me. You fucking bitch. You think you're better than the redhead slut?
They had demanded where her father kept the money, indicating that they knew this was the daughter's room and mistook Meg for the young woman. After she told them, they struck Meg in the head and she woke up bound and gagged with cotton balls a little before the valet found her. So that's her story.
Interesting.
But Meg's story
Does it
and the
check
available
out?
evidence brought up a confusing collection of questions. Even though it had rained the night before, no one had tracked in mud or water. Furthermore, there were no signs of forced entry into the home. The cord used to strangle the victims came from the Steinheil kitchen. It also made little sense that someone had killed the husband and the mother but spared the wife. Finally, it appeared that nothing had actually been stolen. But there was also some evidence supporting her story. A grandfather clock downstairs had been stopped and the fingerprints on the pendulum did not match anyone in the home.
They did fingerprinting at that time?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, they would sprinkle some salt on it and then just trace it.
No.
Yeah, no, Frank's totally right.
Oh.
No, he's not.
You
Also,
son
the
of a
managers
bitch.
the managers of the Hebrew Theater down the street,
Oh, they're going to blame the Jews. I knew that would happen.
They got really
Reported-
expensive popcorn, I bet.
they reported the theft of 3 long black
it's
coats.
imported. It's very rare. What happened?
They reported the theft of 3 long black coats
From the Jewish...
from the Hebrew Theater, yeah.
Could have been one of them. Oh, there is their coats, right?
Yeah.
What happened to my coat?
Oh, where'd they go?
Oh, they never leave us alone, you know?
The police showed Meg photographs of some of the theater patrons, and she quickly identified one of them, an American poet and painter, as one of the burglars. Police eagerly arrested him, but let him go just as quickly when it was revealed that he'd been out of town on the night of the murders.
So she's fucking lying, obviously. The old dick
Sorry,
sucker.
guys. It couldn't have been me. I was out, at other places crushing puss because I'm a poet.
Crushing that poetry puss, bro?
We're totally imagining he's not the nerdiest. He's probably just like her husband. I'm very unsuccessful.
Despite the fact that her ironclad accusation turned out to be false, Meg hired a lawyer and announced that she would be conducting her own search for the murderers.
Oh, like OJ kind of
she
thing.
pulled an OJ?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the best way to let them know I am not the killer. Why would I try to find the killer if I was the killer? It's a great defense.
Soon she had her own suspect, Remy Colliard, the family valet. She and a friend, the guy who found her, tied up.
She's gonna
Tough
try
day
to
for the guy parking cars.
I know.
She and a friend searched his room and found a pearl wrapped in silk paper.
Thief!
Which she claimed had been from a ring stolen by the burglars. Meg called the police and they searched the room. Within minutes, she picked up a small diamond from the floor, declaring it was proof that Remy was one of the robbers.
Are the cops like going along with it? Like, yes, yeah, we'll be there in a minute. This fucking bitch is trying to get us to go there. Like, we know it's her. Are they?
Not yet.
Nah, man.
Not yet.
So they're falling for it. too.
They arrested Remy right now.
Yeah, they're just like, listen, I've been fucking this chick for years. She could never lie.
Even the cops have been fucking her. They're like, this bitch, she don't lie.
Look, she told me my dick was huge, and obviously it's, maybe she's the one. Maybe she's
They all pull out small dicks.
But 2 days later, the story fell apart. Newspapers ran a photo of the stolen pearl, and a jeweler came forward because he recognized its distinct shape. On June 12th, nearly 2 weeks after the murder, Meg had brought a ring to his shop and asked him to remove that particular pearl.
So she's like, just her
one
paper
guy-
trail is ridiculous.
The one guy she didn't fuck.
Yeah. Oh, man.
or
If
didn't fuck right.
Yeah,
You suck my dick, I'm still alive.
I wanted the death job.
Yeah, that's what I just said. You suck my dick, I'm still alive.
Dude, great minds,
I want
bro.
my money back. Great minds.
Meg was now the primary suspect and was placed on house arrest. That evening, she called 2 journalist friends to her home and told them the truth. She had falsely accused...
Rich just did the quote marks for our listeners.
She had falsely accused the valet because Alexander Wolf, the son of her lifelong
Fucking
chambermaid...
badass name right there.
Right?
pretty
All these
badass.
fucking dumb names, and finally an Alexander Wolf.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I hear he's a fox.
He's the son...
It is a wolf, you bastard. But I admire the fox as well.
He was the son of her lifelong chambermaid, and she said that he was the real killer and had threatened her into silence. Police brought her and the young man into the station where Wolf denied everything. Again, her story changed. Maybe it was just someone that looked like Wolf. She was immediately placed under arrest.
They're like, all right, lady, that's enough
You're
of this shit.
such bullshit.
It's obvious what happened.
Your blowjobs aren't that good anymore.
She's trying to suck their dicks while they're handcuffing her. She's like, they're like, stay in your chair.
She starts offing witnesses. Another witness dead with his pants around his ankles.
He was sucked to death again.
As they built the case to prepare for trial, it looked like trouble for Meg. The prosecution had a star witness, Mariette Wolf, Meg's chambermaid and mother of the boy she framed. Wolf told the court all the sordid details of Meg's countless affairs, told the police all the sordid details of Meg's countless affairs.
This bitch be fucking everybody.
That's actually an excellent
A
impression of
skinny little French
her voice.
housewife that talks like that.
This bitch is crazy. She's trying to suck my husband's dick.
Man, this girdle, it's hurting like shit.
I'm so fucking sick of these crepes my husband makes me make them because it comes from a long day of work.
Man, this motherfucking bitch sucks some motherfucking dick. Now, can someone brush my hair out?
It's all just... just big... This is the art, though. If you could make a movie about a period piece about... in France at that time, starring like a bunch of big alpha male stereotypical black guys from the 90s, how funny. You could have... Just imagine like getting people like Terry Crews in a French dress and keeping everyone else
I feel
in the
like
same...
he's been in a French dress in a movie before.
See?
It's France, not Mexico.
Sí, señor. Gracias, mijito.
Wolf told the court or told the police all the
Murph
sordid
turned the
details.
curve.
The police learned all the details of her countless affairs, including the potential motive that Meg's current lover refused to marry a divorced woman. There was also physical evidence that upended Meg's story.
This is in court.
Semen everywhere.
No, this is before court. This is when they're still like in the investigation period. She claimed the robbery had taken place after everyone went to bed, but an autopsy showed that Meg's mother had died by choking on her dental plate, which she would not have worn to go to sleep. Clearly, she had been killed, then placed in bed.
This is her own mother.
Yeah. It took nearly a year to begin the court proceedings. With only 100 seats at the trial, tickets became the hottest item in Paris. The gallery became a
Tickets to
societal...
the trial became like, it's like going to a friggin' play. This is how boring it was in the old days. You're like, hang him. Like, you want to see someone hang? Yeah. It's like, it's fucking boring. Torture him. I want to see something.
Yeah, that ain't shit on.
How crazy is that?
I've been staring at a horse take a shit in a field for 3 years.
Every Thursday night, you like eat popcorn with your family watching horses shit.
Oh,
That'd be fun
man.
for like 1, maybe 2 weeks tops. Right, guys?
Oh, at least.
Fist bumps.
With only 100 seats at the trial, tickets became the hottest item in Paris.
Step right up. Come see the murderer suck the life out of people right in front of you. That's what I would do, is try to sell suckings.
It was probably
death suckings.
all those tickets were probably bought by the dudes that fucked her because they're like, man, I hate to see her go. You know what I mean?
The gallery was a who's who.
They call
of,
him as a witness. They're like, I'd like to bring a witness to the courts. This is Jeff, number 362 that she banged. Jeff?
Yeah, everybody's wives just staring at this bitch and staring at their husbands. All their husbands aren't making eye contact.
Ooh, oh, honey, I did not know you were planning on being here today.
It's like, ooh.
So the defendant basically supposedly sucks dicks and then people die. And may I ask you something, Jeff? How are you still here right now?
Because she clearly never sucked my dick. Hey, honey, I hope you're enjoying the trial. Nice tickets, huh? Yeah, no, she never sucked my dick, obviously, because I'm still alive.
No more questions, Your Honor.
All right, babe, I'll see you at home. No? Never again? Okay, I'm leaving.
I'd like to call another witness to the courts right now. This is number 545 that Meg sucked his dick. This is Stefan.
Oh, hey, yeah, listen, I did not get my dick sucked. Hey, babe, hey, kids.
You
hey.
are a cheating bastard.
Nope, didn't. But what, babe? How can you?
I'm going to take most or all of your money.
What does that? What? Nah, babe.
Order in the court.
Don't be like that.
I'm trying to hit the gavel down, but there's cum on it. It doesn't make a sound.
I'm alive, so how could she have possibly sucked?
You
my
won't be alive when you get home, you piece of shit.
All right. Case closed. I don't know how they end stuff.
How they
in
end
court.
things there?
I just know how they started.
The gallery was a who's who of wives and mistresses of the most important men in town, and they paid handsomely to get seats to the biggest show
Oh
of the
shit!
year.
It's like the side piece fucking award show.
Do you think people were like grabbing their crotch when like in the details of this?
Like they were like
There's just
masturbating in the court.
there's so many mistresses. There's death by blowjob, which is much better than boob.
It's like Rob Kardashian and Black China today. You know, like everyone. If they had a divorce trial, people would fucking be killing each other for tickets.
Can we go? Right now.
Frank said if.
Ah, damn it.
You forgot the beginning of that sentence.
While it quickly became apparent that the judge was not a fan of Meg's, she handled herself brilliantly under intense pressure.
By sucking his dick in between sessions or whatever they call it.
Yeah, she's pretty good under intense pressure.
I mean, Rich.
I need to announce to the gallery that we have to find a new judge. Unfortunately, our judge seems to have died of some sort of dick-related heart attack.
Yeah. All rise for the honorable. And then everyone's boners just point up. All rise.
Everyone's rising. Much of the questioning focused on her many affairs, which, with the conspicuous absence of any mention of the famous incident with the former president.
So even the questioning, it's like the kind of what do they call it? Infotainment nowadays?
Sure.
Like it's not really news; it's more to arouse you in like violence and sex.
I'll arouse
It's like,
you right now.
This was okay. You are by this story. Second of all, what I'm saying is this is like an old school like version of that, like before a current affair and like Fox News and all that stuff, where you're like watching a trial and you're like, "Ooh, this is hot," right? People are indulging, like they're asking questions that maybe they don't even need to. Like you said, asking her lovers, interviewing them on the stand, and like,
yeah, what's the point?
is this part of?
Part of the argument was to set up this whole
Character.
the whole character.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like
Guys, she's notorious for swallowing. We know how those women are.
yeah, and it's hot. And in those days, like maybe I don't know. I'm just thinking like this is entertainment.
She explained her affairs away expertly,
Sitting in the fucking pew audience, just going, "Oh, fucking
claiming she didn't mean to hurt her husband, but she'd married too young and they grew apart." She excused her false accusations as driven by the confusion and fear of being the main suspect in the case. Meg stuck to her story about the 4 intruders, which became a bit awkward when the prosecution entered a new piece of evidence, a book from the Steinheil library called The 5 Fingers of Baruch, which described a crime nearly identical to Meg's account.
Oh.
She denied having ever read it.
It could just be. It is a coincidence, Your Honor.
Really? Because this slip from the librarian says you checked this out 2 weeks ago.
No. You see, I was just at the library sucking someone's dick, and they dropped something, and they printed it on a slip, and then they said I rented the book, but I didn't.
Sounds real.
She, when they presented the cotton, which she claimed was stuffed in her mouth as a gag, which oddly showed no traces of saliva. She countered that the incompetent
She didn't
police
even
must
go
have
through
picked up the
putting it
wrong
in her
piece of
mouth
cotton.
and spitting it out.
Right? And
This is lazy.
Her explanation was, well, the cops must have picked up the wrong piece of cotton.
I mean, sound defense.
Yeah, right?
I guess that one's not the fucking best one. Yeah, you could be like, okay, maybe they did pick up the wrong piece of cotton.
Now it was time for the
Maybe the
star
cop
witness.
lost the cotton and then just went and bought other cotton thinking no one would notice. And it was like, and just sitting in court going like,
That
fuck.
sounds like really excellent police work.
That happens all the time though. Human
error.
error, yeah.
Now it was time for the star witness, Mariette Wolfe, the chambermaid. Everyone was excited to hear her spill all the dirty little secrets of the woman who tried to frame her son for murder. But when Wolfe took the stand, she was overcome with a surprisingly bad memory. To nearly every question she answered, I don't remember. She didn't even remember that Meg had accused her son of the murders. Next,
Did Meg
Alexander
go down on her recently?
Hold on.
What
Next.
if Meg has the slow death cunnilingus?
Oh, yeah.
If she sucks your dick or eats you out, you will die.
You're going to die in 7 days.
You're going to die. It follows.
Next, Alexander took the stand and was even less helpful. It was quickly clear, for some reason, the Wolves had no interest in putting Meg behind bars.
Wow.
So the prosecution turned to her lovers, calling them one by one to the stand.
Oh my God, that's gotta be fucking hilarious.
But nearly all of them found some way to avoid giving testimony. One even left the country for vacation.
Why? Because
Because none of them want to go on the stand and talk about illicitly banging a married chick.
because they're like other stuff's gonna come out that they're boning a marriage.
Yeah, can you imagine? I'm sitting there with my fucking wife. It's like, now calling to the stand, Frank Castillo.
Ooh.
Wow, that's so weird. My name's on that fucking. I didn't fuck that chick. That's great, babe. Do you want to go to Italy?
Dude, you're under oath. You need to fucking be honest right now, or I am going to divorce you. Did you fuck her?
Nope.
All right, that's good enough for me.
They finally got Borderell, the man she supposedly killed for, on the stand. But his testimony was better for the defense than the prosecution, as he clearly loved her and painted a sympathetic picture for the jury. In a desperate attempt to win the case, the prosecution launched a new accusation in the 11th hour, that Mariette Wolfe was in fact Meg's accomplice in the murders.
Holy fuck! That she's part of the whole thing.
But the defense shut it down when they asked the prosecution to present a motive, and they couldn't.
Oh, okay. She was working the dick and she was working the balls.
oh, they teamed up. Ooh, hot! Two murderous chicks.
The
that
defense
suck your
argued-
dick and kill you.
The defense argued that instead the story had gone down as Meg described, and the robbers had left her alive so that she would become the main suspect and throw off the trail from the real robbery.
Genius defense.
God, man.
You didn't tell me Johnny Cochran was alive in the early 1900s?
The jury deliberated until 1:30 in the morning, when they returned with a verdict of not guilty on all charges.
Holy shit.
Seems like the sloppiest crime, and yet she's going to get away with it.
As the courtroom
Ridiculous.
cheered, Meg fainted.
Because she's like, I didn't think I was going to get away with that shit.
Probably, pretty much.
Wow.
After the trial, Meg was
dear.
too notorious to remain in Paris. She moved to London, where she lived under an assumed name. In 1912, she wrote her memoirs with the help of a ghostwriter, in which she presented a more pristine version of her life story, as well as an insinuation that her husband may have been murdered in some way because of her connection to the former French president.
Ooh.
She remarried in 1917 and lived in England until she passed away in 1954 at the age of 85.
Wow.
So she got away with that shit.
Epilogue.
A
A conspiracy theory.
nut.
Oh, conspiracy theory? What is happening on crime? Conspiracy theory?
Here we go.
Here we go.
In 1925,
Meg is Jack the Ripper.
8 years after the former Russian monarchy fell, a well-respected French criminologist and forensics expert named Dr. Edmond Locard
Who had nothing better to do than try to go back in time to solve cases. Sorry, go on, Slaton.
published his own theory on how the murder went down. He proposed that Meg had another lover, one that was not mentioned in any of the papers.
Interesting.
According to Locard, this mystery man came to call on Meg at her home, and an argument broke out. When Adolf came in to investigate the noise, the man struck him in the throat and crushed his larynx.
Okay, that's
Meg's mother had come upon the scene and, in her shock, swallowed her dentures and choked to death. Locard asserted that the mystery man
that happens.
Yeah.
People
swallowed her
their
dentures and
dentures?
started to start choking and then had a heart attack, is what he said.
I guess
Yeah.
that's possible. Clumsy. I don't know.
Locard asserted that the mystery man was a close relative of the Tsar of Russia, and that the entire circus of the investigation and trial had been a smokescreen to prevent an international incident.
Oh.
Everything from Meg's random accusations to the bumbling prosecution had been deliberate. Even if Meg had been convicted, he claimed, the trial was rife with problems that were purposely placed so any verdict could be overturned on appeal. Whoa. The theory didn't gain much traction until 1954, the year of Meg's death. After she passed, information about the crime scene...
So the theory already was happening while she was alive.
The
and
theory
people
came
were
out in
trying
1925.
Okay.
So the
By the criminal-
the Russian fell in like 1917 or so.
Okay.
Or 1916, 1917.
Sure.
In 1925, this very famous criminal and forensics expert publishes this book on forensics.
Okay.
And one of the case studies is this murder, and this is where he lays out that theory.
Okay.
But the theory didn't really gain traction until 1954, the year of Meg's death. After she passed, information about the crime scene investigation came forward from the ghostwriter of her autobiography. The doctor who performed the autopsy had covered up some of the facts. Adolf had, in fact, been killed by a combination of a blow to the larynx and strangulation by hand. And the mother had not been strangled, she had died of a heart attack. The cords had been placed around their necks after death to throw off the investigation. The doctor had been ordered to write up a false report based on specific instructions.
By who?
To this day, the identity of the true murderer and the conspiracy remains a mystery.
So it really wasn't. Maybe it wasn't her. Someone that's
Really might not. Who knows? I mean, so that
what
this
a trippy life. This chick.
Her pussy was so good.
she nearly toppled multiple governments.
Dude, like or caused world conflicts. I mean,
Yeah.
But because she fucked so many important dudes.
She nearly blew her way into World War 1.5.
That's
I can't believe
crazy.
she fucking even if it was unintentional, like
So that means
kill
so-
the president with a
oh,
blowjob.
wow.
I'm
So
fucking blowing my mind.
That's crazy.
It's blowing my mind.
Dude,
She
that's
blew my
nuts.
mind. So
I
she
mean,
blew all of us.
That's crazy.
Even the event.
That's like that's fucking nuts. That would be like Monica Lewinsky at like if Clinton died and then like much later she like was fucking like someone in the Russian side, you know what I mean? And then they were like, we got to fucking make this trial.
And then
look
like
stupid.
Putin ended up, or like Putin's nephew ended up killing her husband.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, if Monica Lewinsky had blown Clinton to death, and then Putin's nephew had killed her husband when they were fucking. That's the
Who's
same
doing
story.
that nowadays? Who's sucking all these ambassadors' dicks, as Dave Chappelle would have said?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
That's a good state kept secret.
It's like this stuff goes on. There's no way this is stopped.
Hold on, let's write a letter
There's
to the
always-
Department of Dick Suck and see what they say.
There's always
Department of
Marilyn Monroe / Monica Lewinsky. you know?
There's always one.
There's always like, you know,
But who's been since Marilyn Monroe, dude?
yeah, because you know what I mean. Because there was like the Amber Rose, the Black Chinas, you know, the girls that get passed around through all those big celebrities. You know, it's like who's
Are they
that?
getting passed around, or are they working their way around? It sounds like they're working the room.
That's a good question.
Well, now it's like
They're
it's like-
smart and
well,
cunning, and they're like, you know, I'm just like they
Well,
know
no,
who's come to get.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like are they smart and cunning with their shit to build a career, or are they just
Just letting these dudes smash.
you never know. History is told by the victors, right? And they're like, whatever story you never know.
I mean, dude, those kinds of
I imagine it's both.
Those kinds of women have fucking like built like have careers and fucking monopolies built.
You just use what you got. You know what I mean? So if you're a hot dude, a hot chick, if you're smart, if you're not smart, if you're athletic, if your brain goes fast.
if you know what you got, girl, fucking.
you know what I'm saying? If listeners, if you take anything from this episode,
Suck some
Frank
dicks.
Castillo. No.
What?
Slaton.
What?
I'm trying to leave a positive note here. I'm saying Frank.
I'm telling that's a
I'm
positive
saying, ladies,
thing.
if you got it going on, you got,
That's a
fucking
positive
do what
note.
you got to do to fucking,
If there were 50% more blowjobs in the world right now, there'd be world peace.
If we were more sexually open in our society, dude, there'd be a lot of things that we wouldn't have to worry about
Yeah.
anymore. You'd see some certain things crumble that we do rely on, though. But you know what? Things would be better.
You know what? And from a supply and demand standpoint,
Yeah.
right? There are more women on this planet than there are men, and a significant portion of men are gay. So there are definitely enough blowjobs to go around this world. We just need to stop hoarding them here in America and spread the wealth around the country.
the best plea I've ever been part of.
men get paid more, so there's disposable income
Sure.
that can be used on
It
those
truly is trickle-down economics.
Today's sources include The Crimes of Paris by Dorothy and Thomas Hubler, headstuff.org,
Thank you, Bless.
the personal memoirs of Meg Steinheil, and of course the evil robots at Wikipedia.
Evil robots at Wikipedia.
That was amazing.
Thank you guys, everybody, for listening and being awesome and supporting the show. And Frank, where can people
look you up on the interwebs, bro?
Frank Castillo on Instagram, Frank C Comedy on Twitter. I also have a podcast up called The Village Idiot.
Yeah.
And then Verbal Violence and Roast Battle.
Follow our podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at CrimePod. You can email us crimepodcast@gmail.com. Send us any story ideas, questions you have, dick pics. Make sure you label those for Shefsky. We're always looking for more stuff from you people, and spread the word. We're gonna be doing some live shows sometime in the next couple of months. So if you tell people about it, they'll be big and popular and crazy, and you'll have a raucous good time.
That's a lot of promising you're making there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, come to the live show and, have a good time with us.
Yeah, I promise.
You're like, it's going to be great. Your health will improve.
We're gonna
your
have
financial situation will improve.
We're gonna have some great options. We're gonna have deadly blowjobs and Bufu available for anyone who asks.
Death by blowjob.
You want a better life? Come see us.
Oh, I hope we can live up to that. Thank you guys so much. Hugs and kisses to everybody.
Bye, robot.
Bye. Dude, thanks for doing
That was so much fun.
Dude, you were awesome. Awesome.